Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with LIA CHANG. I'm your host, LIA CHANG. Today I'm sitting down with one of my absolutely favorite people on the planet, Marc delaCruz. Oh, Marc.
Hello.
So long overdue.
Yes.
I'm so happy to have you in my little hot seat here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Marc delaCruz made history on January 18th, 2019, when he became the first Asian American to star as Alexander Hamilton in the Broadway production of Hamilton, which is celebrating 10 years on Broadway. In 2014, Marc made his Broadway debut in If Then by Brian Yorkey and Tom Kitt, directed by Michael Greif, and played David in the national tour opposite Idina Menzel and Anthony Rapp. Regionally, Marc has starred as Quang in Nguyen's Vietgone, as Dan in Next to Normal, and as Jason in Keen Company's off-Broadway revival of Adam Gwon's Ordinary Days. I sat down with Marc to talk about his formative years as an artist in Seattle, working with Asian American playwrights and composers in New York, and his path to Hamilton, where he covers 5 principal roles.
What made you want to join Hamilton, and how did it have a big impact on you?
Marc, can you just start by telling them the roles you play?
Yeah. Sure. I'm a standby, and I cover Hamilton, Burr, Lawrence Phillip, King George, and Lafayette Jefferson.
So one man show.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what drew you?
Hamilton is so many things, and it's just so beautifully encapsulates. It just never. I never stop finding new things about the show to uncover. And when I first heard it, that was my thought. Was like, there's so much here, and I really wanted to dig into it and to learn more. And I was really inspired by the whole concept of telling this story about these people from a long time ago who were white, being told by people of color. That really, through hip hop, and that just struck me as this is the kind of work that I wanted to do as a performer, because it is artistically beautiful and challenging, and also it has a lot to say, and that's always the kind of work that I want to do is something that has an impact in different ways. You can look at Hamilton as a beautiful piece of art for its construction and the vision of it, and then you can go further and you can look at what it's saying. You can go further and you can look at who is saying it. That's just a little bit about why I'm just so proud to be a part of the show.
I joined the company at the end of 2018, and I was with them for 2019, all through 2019. I started off as Man 5, which is an ensemble track that covers James Reynolds, or that plays James Reynolds. And he also covers, I also was assigned to cover Hamilton. And
From the get-go.
From the get-go, yeah. And they, so as soon as I learned Man 5 and I started doing that track, they taught me Hamilton, and I started performing in Hamilton periodically, like, once or twice a month maybe. And then it's kind of gone from there. I started to learn some other roles that I continue to cover, and all the way through, I did that all the way until we shut down for the pandemic, and then when we came back, I came back as an offstage standby, covering 5 principal roles.
And what are the 5 principal roles?
They are Hamilton, Burr, Lawrence Phillip, King George, and Lafayette Jefferson.
And which is your favorite?
They are all so different, and they all require different things in every way, in physically and vocally and mentally and emotionally. So it's kind of hard to pit them against each other because I feel
It's
like
trying to pick a favorite child.
yeah, exactly. I sort of feel like I have this secret lucky job to be able to play all of these parts
Sure.
and experience the show from all of these different angles. And I mean, I like to think that my favorite role is the role that I'm doing that day, because that's for that day, for that show, that's the only role that I'm thinking about.
Of course.
That's the only one that's on my mind. So I try to put it.
Well, I think I asked you how, because you have to have a certain kind of brain to be able to go on for any particular role of your 5 at a moment's notice. And I think did you liken it to math? Was it a math thing?
There is. I do feel like it requires different parts of your brain as a performer, because knowing the different roles, it requires not just knowing their storylines or their emotional trajectories, but just knowing like the nitty-gritty of where do they go, when do they enter, where do they enter, where exactly on the stage do they stand. It has to be very precise.
Sure.
What exactly is their traffic through the show? Who do they go downstage of? Who do they go upstage of? What hand do they reach out with? Like, what shoulder do you turn over? Like, these are all things that are part of the tracks. And so there is an element of needing to at sometimes just be very detail oriented, because everybody else is depending on you to do those things exactly as they're supposed to be done.
So what does it mean for you to hold this distinction, to have been the first Asian American Alexander Hamilton on Broadway?
Oh wow! At the time, I don't think it was something that I was thinking of. I was still new in the show. I'd only been there for a month and a half, and I was just focused on doing the show correctly and making sure that everybody else on stage had what they needed to do their show, and that the show, went off without a hitch. And then I found, after I went on that first time, to my surprise, the AAPI community was very excited. And
we lost our half minds.
It was this. I had no idea that was coming.
The world lost their half mind.
It was this really wonderful and humbling surprise to experience and see how people were reacting. And so many people reached out to me, and they wrote me messages, and they told me, just very simply what it meant to them and how it impacted them. People with kids were reaching out and saying, like, now I can show this to my kid and show them that they can be represented, that they can,
that they can do it.
That they can do it too.
They can see themselves.
Exactly.
And I want to also say that I've had the opportunity to see you a few times. You are so charismatic as Hamilton.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say.
I mean, I consider myself very fortunate that I've gotten to see a lot of your work. From being an ensemble member in Gold Mountain and then leading Ordinary Days. But magic, just absolute magic as Alexander Hamilton. But I am really looking forward to seeing you as Aaron Burr, because I know that's also a favorite of yours.
Yeah. Peter is going back to claim the body of his husband, Jim, who had gone back to Japan to kind of dig into his family's past, essentially. And I played the character of Jim, who who was a travel journalist, and he's looking for something more meaningful. He was looking for something very meaningful and profound to research and to write about, and he decided, and a bunch of events lead him back to Japan to figure out, piece together some of his family's history. And he dies while he's there, and the show is, I guess, about essentially about Peter, his husband, going back and learning everything that Jim had learned along the way, and then finding his body, recovering his body. And the song that we did for that, oh my gosh, that song that we did for that video, for that film, was this very sweet and touching, kind of meet cute sort of moment between Jim and Peter. So you meet them after they had been together for several years, and Jim died, but the song comes somewhere in the middle of the show where it's a flashback to when they first met, and Peter is taking Jim's photograph for the jacket of one of his books. And it's this really sweet,
it's very sweet
meeting of these two people, and the chemistry, and like what's going on in their heads, like when you meet somebody and you have chemistry and you're thinking, what you're actually thinking versus what you're saying. So that's what it is.
Very cool.
So, Jim's a lovely name. That's a lovely look. Oh, come on now. This shouldn't take very long. Do it for your book. This is why you're here. Every freshman author needs headshots for press and for inside the jacket. No, you're right. None of that shit matters when you've got the book to back it. But we're here, so you might as well get comfortable. 'Cause I'm using the light, choosing the right blend of color and shadow to make you look great, make you look wise, make you look worthy of winning the Pulitzer Prize. Yes, I'm using the light, perusing the lines on your forehead like you would read from a first draft. See, we're like both of us making connections by making their craft.
Just be cool, don't be charming. Now is not the time to be flirting with handsome young men. Stop it. It's a part of his job to make you feel worthy.
Perfect, that's great. Now just look to the right.
Such a beautiful face.
That's it.
You're forgetting
Right
your place
there.
and losing your heart.
Pretty soon the world will see the truth of who you are. 'Cause I'm using the light, fusing the space and the subject,
right
revealing
to
the
keep writing
beautiful
the truth. All the work, all the
filtering
travel.
down,
Could you give it up
coaxing
and
the
just follow
genius
your
inside
heart?
you to quit hiding out.
Follow me.
I'm using the light, choosing the right kind of moment, so history knows who you were, knows what you've done. 'Cause it won't see what it thinks it sees now. It'll see past what today will allow.
When we finished on how.
There, we're finished. Was that so bad? Good luck with your book. I'm Peter, by the way, and you're Jim Nakauchi, your generation's greatest living travel writer. Never forget that.
I got my start in theater in Seattle. Seattle is where I grew up. I went to high school there. I went to college there, to University of Washington there. And I was fortunate to be living there because there is a vibrant, healthy, tightly knit theater community in Seattle. And I got to work with some really talented, really passionate theater artists, directors, actors, musicians in Seattle. And particularly I was lucky because there is a very strong Asian American theater community in Seattle. And though they were some of the first people to kind of reach out to me and to pull me up on stage, essentially, and to say, I always kind of harbored a secret desire for it when I was a kid growing up, and I would sing by myself in my bedroom. My sister and I would play, show tunes after school and sing along, and I always loved it, but I never really pursued it until I was in college, and I was studying international studies, and I was didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with it, but I was going down this very academic route, and I started to find opportunities to perform. First from some of my fellow classmates and friends, to dance in a Filipino-American dance troupe, to sing in a Filipino-American singing group. And then I got an opportunity to perform with the Northwest Asian American Theater, which I had actually grown up seeing shows with them. My mom would take us to see shows there. My sister performed with them. And I got an opportunity to audition and be in their production of The Fantastics one summer during my college time. And that was kind of basically my first time doing a role in a show. It was this beautiful production. It was outdoors in a Japanese garden in Seattle during the summer. Full musical production of The Fantastics.
Do we have
wonderful.
Pictures? Do we have bootleg video?
It was long enough ago that we might not have bootleg video, but there are some photos floating around. I'm sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good, because I want to see those. So how did you first come to New York?
I first came to New York in 2006 or 7, I think. And I think it was 2006. And so I had continued doing theater in Seattle. I continued with my degree, finished that, and then
So you have a degree in international studies?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a degree in international studies, and which I finished. And then but I kind of wanted to keep going down the road of theater and keep finding ways to perform, and I continued to perform in Seattle, and also because I hadn't gone to school for theater or drama, to take classes wherever I could, dance training, singing lessons. And I was working with Village Theater a lot, and Fifth Avenue Theater, where I got my equity card, was Fifth Avenue Theater.
What was that show?
The Wizard of Oz.
Oh! Who'd you play?
The Wizard of Oz. I was everything. I was a jitterbug. I was a poppy. I was an Ozian. It's a huge, beautiful old theater in downtown Seattle, and I was lucky enough to get to do productions there.
That must have been amazing.
So much fun, and it was a great education.
Great training ground.
Yeah, because
learning on the job,
and working with really, really amazing
with people who are more than happy to nurture you.
Thankfully, and that's I think that's the only reason that I'm here now, is because of the people who did reach out to me and were willing to nurture me and were willing to teach me the things that I didn't know on the job and give me chances and.
Well, I think they saw you.
I guess so, yeah.
They saw you, and they saw the talent in you, and they knew that if they gave their time, that you would reap rewards for them. and for the world.
I hope that's the case. I feel like I'm lucky that I got to spend time with them and learn from them. And
Well, it's two-way street.
Exactly.
So how did you get to New York?
One year, my good friend, we were both performers in Seattle. We both did a lot of shows together, and she wanted to go to LA, and I wanted to come to New York. And we were sitting in a car one day, and we said, let's push each other to do this with with goals, but no real plan, no real like, this is exactly what we're going to do. We just said, let's just make sure we do it. We
Okay.
had both lived in the Seattle area our whole lives, and so we thought, let's make sure we do this. And so one fall, we did. We both left, and she went to LA. I came here to New York. Thankfully, I got some great advice from some of my mentors in Seattle about what to do when I got here in terms of like finding auditions and
Finding a place to live.
Finding a place to live, making money, and I had really no solid plan. I just showed up, and I had my equity card, so I could go to equity auditions, which I just would find on the equity website at the time, and would show up and just kind of continue to show up to every audition that I was even remotely right for.
And what was the first performing artist job that you had when you came to New York?
The first job was a stage version of High School Musical.
Okay.
So High School Musical was a huge hit at the
Sure.
time, and it was everywhere. Everyone was singing it.
So that was a
Kids loved it.
tour, right?
And
was that a tour?
It was originally a regional production
Oh.
that Disney then basically like picked up as is and put it right on tour a couple
Okay.
of months later. So I was very fortunate to have gotten cast in that regional production, and then to then have the opportunity to tour with it for a year and a few months after that. So I had this chance to do this show that was hugely popular, and then also a chance to tour, which was a new thing for me.
Who's going on this week?
Oh my gosh. It's Rianne Acasio is our woman 5, and she also covers all the Schuyler sisters. And Preston Mui is our George Eaker. He's been there for a few years now, I think 4 or 5 years. Eddie Lee, he is with us as well. He's been there long. He was one of the first people who like brought me into Hamilton when I joined the show. I was terrified. And Eddie was like taking me around and introducing me around. Jen Sessi is also she's a Schuyler sister standby.
Okay.
And she's fantastic. Adam Ali Perez is also part Asian American, and he's our dance captain, swing. So we've got a really
So
great
we'll
group
be
of
able to
people.
have a little group Asian American photo tomorrow after the show, maybe?
Yeah, I
Feel
think
like
so.
We work that out.
I think so. Yes.
Awesome. Yay! I live for that.
Yeah, but those are the best photos. Those are the best. They truly are.
They mean everything to me.
And you always take the best pictures. Like I think we've talked about this, how like you find a way to just like portray everyone exactly in the most honest way that I've
humanity.
ever seen. Every time I see a picture that you took, I'm like, that's exactly who that person is, and like the best version
Yes,
of them.
yes,
The best
yes.
version.
So what does it mean to you to be an Asian American creator in this time?
I think about the Asian American creators that I've learned from, whether I've learned from them directly or I've learned by watching them or celebrating them, and I think about times when there was the road of being an Asian American artist, particularly in the performing arts, particularly as an actor or a writer, was much more difficult. There was just less opportunity. There was the doors weren't as open.
Right.
And so I think the first thing that I think about are all of those people who pounded those doors down and who created opportunities and who put their faces on stage and on screen to create space for more Asian American folks like me to come along and claim some of that space. And so it sort of feels like now we're in a time when we're more sort of sure-footed in claiming that space. Being an Asian American in the theater community, being AAPI in the country is such a very specific experience that that we understand amongst ourselves. And so when we see that representation, it does kind of make you excited.
You being the first Asian American to play Alexander Hamilton on Broadway, we all got really excited.
I think, and I think that was the first, and I think that was the moment I really understood what this all meant. That's I think when I started to understand what it means, because I understood what it meant to other people. And how much bigger it is than each of us individually, how much of an impact can be made that ripples throughout the community.
I am so proud to present this song today by Paulo Tirol. It's written from a new musical that he's working on called Dear America, which is based on the memoir of Jose Antonio Vargas. And if you don't know, Jose is a Filipino Pulitzer Prize winning journalist who recently revealed that he's an undocumented immigrant. And he has been on the front lines of immigrant rights activism ever since. And this is a song that happens right after he finds out his papers are fake, and he confronts his grandfather about it. And it's supposed to be a duet between a young Jose and a present-day Jose.
You're not supposed to be here. In a single moment, dizzying and strange, the world I thought I knew is rearranged. Everything I love here, oh Jose, can you see? Is anything I love still meant for me? Oh, there must be some mistake. Oh, am I dreaming awake? Memory after memory flashes into view, but each one now takes on a different hue. Did that really happen? Was I really there? Did those who say they love me truly care? And oh, is this life really mine? Oh, someone throw me a line, 'cause suddenly I'm weightless, floating off the ground. Suddenly the world is upside down. I'm scrambling for foothold as I'm careening through the sky. My world is changed by just one lie. Mama said she loved me, Polo made a way. Did anybody stop and think, let's maybe ask Jose? Sure, they made sacrifices, But what could be more wrong than when the only home I know is a place I don't belong? Oh, of all the people it could be. Oh, the joke's on me. It's a life I didn't ask for, a path I didn't choose, yet I'm the one with everything to lose. Is there any way around this? Do I even care to try? When all my life is just one lie. Life that's simple, life that's quiet, give that something real. Keep your head down, I don't buy it, is that really real? What's a life that's spent in hiding? Give me something real. What's a life of compromising? Give me something real. No, I don't want this life you made me, I want something real. Not the way you all betrayed me, I want something real. Thank you all, but also sorry, I'll make something real. I'll be writing my own story, I'll make something real. Yes, I will build the life I want to, I'll be someone real. No one stopped me, no one tried to, I'll be someone real. It's a life I didn't ask for, a path I didn't plan. But here on out I'm my own man, with odds stacked up against me and a family to defy. I don't know how, but somehow I will be more than just one lie.
Yeah, it's true. Hamilton is a wonderful place to be. I love being in the show there. I love everybody there, and I basically I just love going to work there. It's a great place to.
You hear that? He loves going to work at Hamilton.
I'm one of the most fortunate people right now, and I recognize that. I absolutely recognize that. But yeah, other goals. I would love to make some forays into TV.
You know I could talk to you all day
Likewise.
long.
Likewise.
But you have to go do a show. So, thank you. I'm so grateful that we had this time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, grateful.
This has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you do. Seriously, whether it's this or taking the photographs or shouting people's names, like you are an invaluable member of our community. I think everybody recognizes that, but I hope you're told that and how much you mean to all of us. So thank you.
Thank you.